You suing J. Cole? J. Cole, that's the prodigal son from North Carolina. Why are you suing J. Cole, my nigga? He don't bother nobody. I don't want to answer. He's on his way of being a rap legend. That don't make you just want to be like, nah, you know what? Let bygones be bygones, or whatever the case may be. TMZ is right that you suing him.
I think J. Cole is definitely going to be a rap legend. 100%, definitely.
You don't get a pass?
J. Cole been moving funny ever since he got off Rock Nation. J. Cole has recently been in the news because Camron is suing him. He's taking him to court because when they did the song Ready 24, which is on Might Delete Later.
Killa Cam and Cold World, y'all niggas ready? Yes!
They was supposed to do a favor for a favor, swap for a swap. J. Cole was either supposed to give him a verse or he was supposed to appear on his podcast that he has with Mace, and that did not happen. So Camron said, F all of this, I'm taking J. Cole to court. And I've been saying this for a while. J. Cole was the biggest loser in that beef, bro. I said it. I got a video here about J. Cole being the biggest loser. You should go check this out. But I think J. Cole lost the most when it comes to this battle. Everything J. Cole did in his battle is starting to be looked at as weird. And for me, man, I always thought Might Delete Later. Kendrick, this aside, like if you take away 7-minute drill, which is SMD, SMD, 7-minute drill. He had some feelings there. J. Cole definitely was harboring a lot of animosity and hate towards your man Kendrick. You don't just say the stuff that he said out of nowhere. But if you take that away and you listen to Might Delete Later, it was a lot of jabs at Rock Nation. It was a lot of jab at how much did I make for that label. Go listen to that. So I just reanalyzed with another video here about Jay-Z and J. Cole's relationship. It's always been rocky. And I didn't even think about him putting Camron, a person who has notoriously had beef with Jay-Z.
You was born in 1968, and I opened the Daily News. How's the king of New York rocking sandals with jeans? Open-toe sandals with chancletas with jeans on.
Even though Jay-Z put him on the B-side show, Jay and Camron kind of pieced it up on the B-side show. But Cam and Mace have been kind of jabbing at Jay a little bit on their podcast.
There's no reason why Lil Wayne should not be performing the Super Bowl. There's one person who's stopping this. I know, it's not really a secret. Lil Wayne had a problem with somebody before who's kind of part of the organization running it. This is payback. Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. And it gotta stop.
Yeah, and I'm doubling down on that. Hating at this age is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
They've been saying Jay and Rock Nation do this and they do that, right? They've been kind of jabbing. I don't know how they sit because Camron just did a podcast with Memphis Bleak, and Memphis Bleak is the right-hand man to Jay. At least that's what it seems, but I don't know. I don't know how that go. It'd be mad politics back there. But yo, ain't that weird that J. Cole was talking mad greasy about the label? How much did I make for that label? But then he also put a known rival on the Might Delete Later project, which is Camron. I'm looking at everything J. Cole has been doing as real funny money. People are really starting to uncover the truth about J. Cole. And I've been saying this for a while. J. Cole was the biggest loser. He lost the most and he looks the worst because at least Drake battled. At least Drake did put himself out there, right? We see the results of that. If J. Cole would have battled or made a better diss track, I'm going to be honest with you, 7-minute drill was trash. You try to deny his projects, he used a J line that Jay used against Nas, but he let Nas down. I don't know, J. Cole mad funny money, and I think people are starting to really realize that he's a fence sitter. He doesn't really say it with his chest. He is one of them guys you really gotta watch. He's dangerous because he was all happy go lucky. He was on stage and he was on first person shooter saying he was Muhammad Ali. I don't want no problems, right? He that guy, which I believe that to be him, but I don't know, man. We gotta watch out for J. Cole. The biggest thing that I'm looking at J. Cole for, Kendrick stuff aside, I'm looking at him for his Jay-Z beef. Him and Jay got some problems, man. I think they always had some problems because if you even think about it, J. Cole has never gotten a Beyonce feature. Kendrick got multiple Beyonce features. J. Cole never got the Beyonce pass, never got the Beyonce feature. I actually put this video up for my members and I decided to re-edit it because I forgot that J. Cole was actually on the Party record with Beyonce. I didn't forget. It's just that when I think of that record, I think of Andre 3000 verse. Step up on the scene, 3,000 degrees. I ain't worried about them other boys, but they worried about me. Like, we was just in the food court eating our heroes yesterday. That's an iconic verse by Andre 3000. One of his best features of all time. And J. Cole, he was in the video and I just totally forgot it. Which, when I say features, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think of like memorable moments. Like in my last video with the whole Jay-Z thing, a lot of people pointed out that Jay-Z has some records with Dr. Dre, but they're not like memorable. If Jay-Z raps his reference track to Still Dre, crazy. Same thing with, I think somebody else mentioned something about Eminem as well. That Eminem got a Beyonce record, but it's like, it's not memorable and it's bad actually. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I think about. But I just wanted to come in here and just give a little edit real quick because he did get the Beyonce treatment. It's just that it was overshadowed by an amazing Andre 3000 verse. Like, I don't even know how the J. Cole verse start. All I remember how it ends with the la-de-da-de, we like the part. Like, I think me and my homeboy used to joke about how bad of like moment that was for Cole. You get what I'm saying? Because Andre came through and stepped up on the scene. 3,000 degrees. I ain't worried about them other boys, but they like it's. But keep going with the video. I just had to throw that little clip in there one time, real quick. Right? I think there's a lot there to uncover with J. Cole, and Camron suing him just made me scratch my head and be like, oh, he did put him on Might Delete Later. He also put him on 95 South on the off season. He's always playing with these guys that are like not really cool with Jay, but he ain't really throw himself out there. Like, even on Might Delete Later, I felt as though I wanted to hear more about the label situation. And Joe Budden even said that on his podcast one time. I want to know about the relationship. What is the how is the what? Because it seems as though ever since J. Cole left the Rock Nation camp, he been throwing shots and he been throwing subliminals. He did big as a Super Bowl. Jay-Z actually put Kendrick at the Super Bowl. You listen to Whacked Out Murals, you know that Kendrick feels some type of way about Cole. He removed some disses, he removed some stuff, but Cole no. And I think that's even worse. To leave the speculation, to have people speculating, is even worse. If he would have just said it, I make a born sinner beg me for beginners. He just said it, but everything else, backhanded the compliments, all of these different things. Kendrick, Whacked Out Mule is one of my favorite Kendrick songs. I don't care what nobody say. The Jodeci freestyle has been broken down. A lot of stuff has been broken down that J. Cole's been moving. I think my favorite J. Cole project is For Your Eyes Only. A lot of people say For Your Eyes Only was his attempt at like a Good Kid, Mad City type thing. It was his attempt at like a To Pimp a Butterfly type thing, and it just never went over. But I think For Your Eyes Only overall is J. Cole's best project. Go back and listen to it. It's really, really good. For Your Eyes Only, the song, is probably one of the best storytelling songs in hip-hop. It's definitely top 10 to me. If you don't want to say top 10 story-based songs, it's definitely in the top 20, which is a feat, which is a very big compliment for a person like J. Cole, right? For the newcomers, where a lot of these lists are made up of just old stuff, because nostalgia drives everything in hip-hop. The old dudes love nostalgia, especially since they still in the media, especially since they still in front of the media. But yo, For Your Eyes Only, the song is dope. But man, looking at this Camron suing, it's like, dang, dog, you ain't give the man his back, and it seemed like you was using him for a reason, using him on the off season, and you gave him a verse on Might Delete Later. Yo, man, Might Delete Later, you go back and listen to that project. No, man, it was a lot there for Jay. The fall from grace for Drake was inevitable. There was nowhere for him to go. You know what I'm saying? There was nowhere for him to go to the bottom, especially with all of the performance enhancement drugs that he's using, all the PhDs over there. It was nowhere for him to go. But J. Cole lost the most. He had the most to gain. People was really like, it's crazy because on the internet, people was really saying he was him. People was really saying he jumped in front of Kendrick after Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which, give it some time. Over time, I promise you, it's the most important Kendrick project out there. It's probably one of the most important. Good Kid, Mad City, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and GNX, 3 of the most important Kendrick projects of all time. People was really counting my man out. If you listen to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he knew everything. It was on there. Everything is on there. People was really counting him out. J. Cole really got on 7 Minute Drill and said he jumped up in front of the line, and it was all based on these feature runs. And it wasn't really like, a lot of people don't like off season as much as I like off season. I like off season, especially since I went to see it on tour with my brother live. A lot of people didn't really think it was that dope. I thought it was really dope. A lot of people didn't say KOD was that dope. So project wise, J. Cole was like just getting his head bit blowing up off of pure features. So, you know, he think he jumped in front of him, and now everybody just looking at him like, dang, dog, like, ew. Like, people are starting to really look at him, and he's a fence sitter. He's the dangerous friend. He's playing both sides. I still am a big J. Cole fan. I'm still excited for the fall off. Anytime he releases something, he does a LA Lakers freestyle, he does a feature, I'm interested, I'm invested. But if you look at it from the way J. Cole was moving before this beef, everybody was saying, yo, he lyrically better than both of them. I mean, Kendrick and Drake. And now people are looking at all his movements like, ugh. So the fall off is the perfect thing for him. And I think he kind of knew it. I think however he been moving or however he been, he kind of knew it. And I think he's been planning it for so long now, with just him not wearing Versace anymore, him just dressing different, just choosing a lesser lifestyle, not being so braggadocio, no chains, really dressing down. I think he's been preparing this for a while, and I think maybe he wants this. I don't know. You know, words have power, words have meaning, and if you say something like the fall, he's been promoting the fall off for a while, and we are literally watching the fall from grace. J. Cole's fall from grace is kind of crazy. I've documented it a few times. I personally will stand on this hill that J. Cole lost the most. He ain't lose to me as a fan. Hey, J. Cole, hey, listen, I saw you rap back to the topic freestyle at the off-season tour in Brooklyn Barclays Center. Peak with my big bro. Peak for me. So you never gonna lose me as a fan. But on these Twitter streets, on these content creator streets, J. Cole lost the most. It's like, dang, J. Cole, you be on mad weird. You was on Lil Yachty podcast. You was on some rando podcast.
I call her that cause it's grippy. She thinking that she a hippie.
You did your own little podcast thing with the whole, I forget what the name is to that thing, but like, yo, I would love to see J. Cole talk hoops. A guy like J. Cole, I would love to see him talk hoops on a podcast with Cam and Mace. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. You know, I really think a lot of these guys should do stuff like that more, because it would do numbers and help. You know, Camron and Mace don't need no help. They go viral every other day. You know what I'm saying? They're dope. But it would help these guys. It would definitely help the space to see J. Cole talk about, you know, you going to South Africa and you playing ball, and you doing, you know, you going to Africa and playing ball, and you doing, like, I would love to see that. How you feeling about the new guys, Sha, Ja Morant? Like, I want to see that. Anthony Edwards, you know, Wemby, you know what I'm saying? I want to know, you know, Luka going to LA. I want to know some of this. This would be a perfect time right now, especially with the NBA restarting up. I hope they can figure this out, man. I hope they could, you know, because I know it's tense right now, asking questions about the beef and apologizing, right? Why not Cam and Mace? That would be a perfect place to do it. They'll make it fun. They'll make it lighthearted. And you could talk hoops. The NBA season is starting. LeBron is his last season. This is not. You got so many things you can kind of just talk about. I would love to see that, man. So hopefully they figure it out. But J. Cole, man, people looking at you a little different, man. Ever since J. Cole got off Rock Nation, he been moving different. But hey, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. The conversation continues with you in the comments section. Let me know how you feeling. Donate to this Cash App if you want to help the channel. Super chat, anything is appreciated. I appreciate you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world. If you decide to stop with your boy, join the Be a Member. Link is in the description. Hit the join button if that option is available. Join the Be the Family. Join the Good Reads Club. Reedmysole. Out. Peace.